Okay, this is Chukwemeka again. Sorry, I know I said the last time that that was going to be my last video on the proof we have to show that the Igbos are the real Hebrews of the Bible. I mean, the Igbo people in southeastern Nigeria. However, I just couldn't resist. There are so many evidence out there. I just want to put these few ones out here to whoever is doubting so that they will see without any rational doubt. I'm not saying that people will doubt. Of course, even if there's a way we can bring Abraham here to show people, people will still doubt. However, I want to put this out there for at least our people to know who they are. And that's the primary objective for our videos, so at least for us to know who they are. Those who will believe us. Those who will doubt us, and that's okay. The Most High has made arrangement for all these kind of things to happen on the planet. But I just want to put these few more proof out there. You see, this, I call it the right of inheritance. Right, and I don't really have a slide for it here, but I'll just talk about it. The right of inheritance in Igbo land. There's something we do in Igbo land that is a little bit interesting. If, for instance, a man has two wives, generally Igbo men usually have two wives. In the olden days, they never have more than two wives. It's very rare for a man to have more than two wives. It's very, very rare. It usually happens when a man is looking for a male child. But usually, most men have one wife or maximum two. Now, if a man has two wives, and let's say the first wife couldn't get a male child, and then he marries the second wife, has male children, and then later on in life, the first wife was able to conceive and had a male child, right? So you have a situation whereby the male child of this first wife is much younger than the male child of the second wife. If the man wants to share his properties, maybe he's dying, or maybe he wants to just share land, his belongings to his children, you know how it's going to go? It will first of all go, the first wife's child, as the male child of the first wife will first of all take before the male child of the second wife will take. This, I just try to explain this. It's a little bit of complex traditional understanding. In as much as we have seniority in terms of our division of inheritance, it's usually done by seniority. Who is older, seniority is the basis of sharing anything in Igbo land. However, there's something that precedes seniority, and that is the chronology of the wives. If your mother is younger, it was married after other women, then it doesn't matter how old you are in the family, you are automatically younger to the other person. Now let's look at how in the Bible and see that the Hebrews in the Bible have this same practice. Let me take you to the Bible and you see that this is the same tradition that the Hebrews in the Bible had. We are going to Chronicles, First Chronicles, the book of First Chronicle, chapter 5, and I'll read it here. And let me just read the whole chapter 5 from verse 1. So I'm reading First Chronicle chapter 5, verse 1. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Jacob, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. Verse 2, for Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's. End of reading. Reuben is the first son of Jacob. And eventually he went and defiled his father's bed. If you read the book of Joshua, it mentioned that he went and slept with Bilhah, who is the father's concubine. So he defiled his father's bed, and the birthright was taken from him. But it wasn't given to the immediate younger one. It was given to Joseph. Joseph is the first son of the second wife. Joseph is a much younger son than the rest of them. In fact, we have Reuben, we have Simeon, we have Levi, we have Judah, we have Dan, we have Naphtali, we have Gad. All these people came before Joseph. However, Joseph's mother was married or was involved with Jacob before these other people. It was the next in line. Joseph's mother was the next in line, because you have Leah, Rachel, before Rachel's maiden, who was Bilhah, and then Zilpah was Leah's maiden. And that's the chronology. And this is the same chronology that the Igbo people follow. The exact same chronology that the Igbo people follow. You see, and I know that a lot of people who are not Igbos will not understand this, and if you've not come across an Igbo person, you probably will not understand this. But I swear to you, what I'm telling you here is the truth, and I don't even need to prove anything to you. A lot of books have been written about the Igbo people. A lot of studies has been done on us by the Europeans. You can go and look it up in your library if you want. However, like I mentioned in our earlier videos, that Igbos have traveled all over the world. If you know an Igbo person, just ask him these things. This is how our tradition is. In as much, if you are older than your brother from another mother, if you're older than him and his mother was married first before yours, he has to take any right of inheritance before you. The chronology of right of inheritance in a polygamous family goes through the wives. If you have a polygamous family, the chronology of inheritance is through the wives. It doesn't matter when the sons were born. And we've seen here in 1 Chronicles chapter 5 from verse 1 to 2 that this is what the Hebrews do. When the birthright was taken from Reuben, it wasn't given to the second child, who was Simeon, or the third son, who was Levi, or the fourth one, who was Judah. It was given to Joseph, because Joseph is the first son of the second wife. Because Joseph is the first son of the second wife. This is the same thing that we Igbos do. I just want to put this out there. Another tradition that we have is very similar, that was taught by the Christians. You see, when somebody dies, if somebody marries a wife and they didn't have a child and dies without a child, the brother can step in for him and give him a child. Like the brother can have a relationship with the wife and then get the wife pregnant and give him a child so that he will have an inheritance. This is what Igbos do. And the funny thing is that this was stopped by Christianity. The Christians came and they stopped it. And not only did they stop it, for you to see how malicious these things can be, they made it look as if it's, they brought in a whole lot of women rights and all this nonsense into it, and made it look as if we are treating women like nothing. But this has been our tradition, is biblical, and it has worked for us for thousands of years. And the so-called Christians who are peddling our Bible up and down, stop this thing from amongst our people. They're deceiving our people. So we feel burdened by this and taking great risks on ourselves. We're bringing this thing out to the world to see. We have these traditions. If let's say if I have a wife and I die before being able to have a child from the wife, my brother can have a relationship with my wife and have a child that will be mine. In fact, the son of Judah, or I think Er was his name, he refused to do this for his brother, and the Most High killed him for not doing that, for not wanting his brother to have an inheritance. This is Igbo tradition. Unfortunately now, if you come to Igbo land, they're making movies up and down, this Nollywood nonsense that they're using to bastardize our tradition. They are making movies up and down to kind of caricature these customs. They are not seeing that these things are biblical. We're not just doing these things. This is something that we've done as a command from the Most High. It takes someone gifted with the gift of the Holy Spirit, an ability to see these things, to be able to picture that this is our tradition and this is biblical. Okay, so it's endless. Like I said, the evidence are piling up and there are so many of them. I was thinking I was going to stop at the last video. This is the 10th video so far, and there are so many other reasons I'll give to show that the Igbo people in southeastern Nigeria, in West Africa, they are the remnant of the Hebrews in the Bible. Any other people that can have anything very similar to what the Igbos do or what the people of the Bible do, let them come out with their tradition. Let us see them. We have done the research. We've looked at the people of the world, and none of them come close to the Bible like the Igbo people in southeastern Nigeria, still around till this very day.